Hello everyone, Mike here. I just wanted to make a quick little video to talk about where we've been and where we're going to head in the next couple of weeks or so. We spent the first few modules working on getting a basic background in how ethics and philosophy mix together. We had a section on male and utilitarianism. We had a section on Immanuel Kant and deontology. And then we took a little bit of a break. Now, the break was some serious ethical work. The intersection of feminism and ethics is really interesting, and I found it to be quite a fun section to look into. Anita Sarkeesian's critique of video gaming is quite powerful, especially if you're a male video gamer. The response against her was almost hard to believe, considering that she made no factual errors in her statements about video games. I've spent many hours, more hours than I would like to admit, playing those games, and I can say that things have been getting better over time. There are some pretty good female characters these days, but it's still only a tiny minority. And so it's a nice intro into the issues surrounding feminism. But after that short topical break, this week we're going to head back into virtue ethics and Aristotle. And I'm going to want you to do a reading from the reader on Aristotle, and I want you to combine that with the Prezi. So, I also want to say a couple of words about my expectations for your responses. So, almost everyone's doing a good job. 70 to 80% of the time, they're exactly what I'm hoping to get. You're putting good thought into the topics. You're putting good thought into the problems. You're answering with detailed opinions and evidence. It's awesome. Once in a while, someone will answer in 1 or 2 sentences. Now, occasionally someone can answer in 1 or 2 sentences and be just perfect and get it right, but it's pretty rare. I've started to take 1 or 2 or 3 points off for those. If you answer very short answers, it's still an answer, and I'm unlikely to give you a 0. But I'm going to start switching now from participation to assessment. On online courses where we don't have one-to-one introductions, one-to-one feedback, it's very hard just from your answers to know what you're getting and what you're not getting. So I've built into the course about the first third to half of the semester is largely participation grade based, meaning that if you did everything, then you get the grades. If you did everything and there's a few points off for something short, it's not going to affect your grade a large amount. But I'm starting to transition into expecting a little more out of you. I explained this in the beginning of the semester. As we proceed, I'm going to expect more from you, and I'm going to give you less detail. I want you to do the thinking. And so that's where we are currently. I'm getting ready to start assessing a little bit more heavily. Now, next week is technically the spring break for Parkland, so I won't be assigning any work. Let me just suggest a few of you are missing a few things. If you want details, just email me or text me. Text me is better, and we can work something out over the break. After the break, we're going to have one topical week for virtue ethics, and then we're going to have the midterm assessment the week following that. The midterm assessment will be very similar to the type of questions I've been asking throughout the semester. I will present some type of real-world issue, and I'll expect you to apply utilitarianism, deontology, or, as we're going to start this week, virtue ethics to the problem. Each of those different groups approach problems slightly differently. And so start thinking in that direction. Applying the theory to real-world problems. Applying the theory to real-world problems. Repeat. That's how I like to do the course, so that when you leave, there's some connection to the real world. And it's also how I like to do my midterm assessments. So start paying more close attention to how you answer those problems and how you approach them. So far, I haven't got a very good response on the social networking. I got 4 or 5 people who were interested. I tried to post those great images of my little dog Luigi to the class webpage. Didn't seem to encourage too many people. But I haven't completely given up yet because there was some interest. So if you want me to set something up, I need more specific examples of what you're expecting. Would you want a Twitter feed? Would you want, I don't know, we could set up an Instagram account. I don't know, whatever you want, I'm happy to do. I'm very social networky myself. You can go check me out. I'm sure you could find me if you look. I post all the time for my own personal interests and fun. And so if you want to set something up for the class, let me know with a little bit more detail. And as always, remember, text me if you have an issue, text me if you have a question, text me if you have a problem. And I'll make another video in a couple of weeks.